welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, and I'm here with your readings for October the 28th through November the 3rd. Now, if you are here for the first time, welcome. I'm so happy that you found my channel, and I do hope that you will come back. And if you are returning, guys, you're my heart. Thank you. I really appreciate your support and your love. I really do. Now, these readings are for the collective. They're for your sun, moon, and rising, but they're for the collective. So just take what resonates and just drop the rest. I really appreciate all the new subscribers. Thank you, guys. And all the likes and the shares and the comments. It was amazing. Thank you. I really love interacting with you. Now, these reading... Oh, so listen, they're for the collective. If you would like a personal reading, and that's what I live to give, personal readings. I really love that. Click on this link here, and that will take you to my website. You can see all the kind of different readings I offer. And what else? I have a Facebook group too. And the Facebook group is a private group. You can just request to enter to become a part of it. And I post different things up there. And every 2 weeks I do a live feed just in that group. And so whoever shows up for the live feed, we look at, their horoscope, and we see how I do it to correlate with the new moon and the full moon, whatever's happening at the time, right? So I just did one last night for the new moon in Scorpio. That was Friday night. I'm recording this on Saturday, so Sunday is the new moon. So I do that every 2 weeks, and I also answer questions with the tarot. So it's fun. We have a good time in there. People are posting positive stuff. It's really nice. So the link to that will be below. If another way to support this channel, guys, and I would really appreciate that, is through Patreon. You can click on this link. Check out my Patreon page. You can support me for as little as $1 a month, which is, I can really do a lot with that, and it'll support my creative content. There's so much more I want to do. Anyway, if you can't, that's fine. Don't worry. Like, share, comment. It's all good. So anyway, what else? These readings come in 3 sections. The intro, then there's the astrology report, and then there is the tarot card reading section. So there are skip times to all 3 in the show more section below. So if you're looking from a phone, it's a little down arrow, click on that, and you can see all the links to the other videos will be in there too. So you can skip on to, your sun, moon, and rising. So without further ado, let's go to the tarot. Sorry, not the tarot. Listen, Mercury's about to go retrograde, so communication gets messed up. That's me. I'm going to apologize in advance for any mistakes I make. So, let's go to the astrology report, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology report section of your reading. And we have a couple of aspects that are happening on Monday and Wednesday, but I'm not going to go over them because I went over them last week when I was talking about the new moon in Scorpio. So on Thursday, the 31st, wait for it, Mercury stations retrograde. At 11:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time, actually, because we're still in daylight time. It's the summer. And that is until November the 20th when it stations direct. So listen, everyone knows about Mercury retrograde because it happens so frequently. Mercury moved into Scorpio on October the 3rd, and because of this retrograde, it will stay in Scorpio for over 2 months, roughly 2 months and a week. So it stations direct on December the 9th. So when it moves into Sagittarius. Now, think about Scorpio for a moment, right? Scorpio is deep and intense. Scorpio wants authenticity, loyalty, the truth. They are the detectives of the zodiac. They research and they dig deep to get to the root and the truth, because knowledge, right? Because knowledge gives one power. Knowledge is power, and so that's what they're searching for. Now, however, they are not so open about themselves. In fact, they're quite secretive. It takes a long time to get to know a Scorpio. So now think about Mercury, right? So Mercury is the planet of thought, process, intellect, and communication. It also kind of rules over electronics, mechanics, and short distance travel. It has been traveling. Mercury has been traveling with Venus now for a couple of months. And they've been traveling kind of neck and neck. You know, one goes first and the other one. They've been taking over, but they've been basically together since the beginning of September, I think. Now, as Mercury travels next, Venus is the planet of beauty, relationship, art, finance. So thoughts and aspirations were concentrated in those areas, with an exploration on how to control those aspects in your life, right? So, as I said before, Mercury rules electronics and mechanics and short distance travel. So when Mercury goes retrograde, things can go awry. You know, electronics can break down. You may find that you get a flat tire, something, your engine light goes on. I mean, for me, I can't even tell you. We've been in the shadow, by the way, of Mercury retrograde for about 9 or 10 days. So that means that has been in effect, right, for this long. And I have so many things I've got this kind of restaurant cappuccino machine that just went. It just went. I've had it years and years and years. And trying to get that, it weighs a ton. Trying to get that to a repair shop, forget it. Anyway, I was thinking about doing it myself, and then I rethought. But things like that go wrong. Your computer can go awry. Wi-Fi can go in and out. I may have problems uploading my videos. And also there are delays getting, like, in public transportation. So just look, give yourself extra time to get to work or to appointments, because just allow for that, margin of error that happens with Mercury retrograde. And it's better to be careful, right, than to be stressed and late. So expect delays, right? And then we also, during this time, we tend to miss the details. We kind of see the bigger picture, and we don't, we have a blind spot for details. So people say, or astrologers say, don't sign any contracts during this time, right? Well, look, this happens so often. So you can sign contracts, but you have to really search it mindfully and get several people to check off on it too. So it's like double and triple checking everything that you do, because we do have the tendency to miss things. So it's really important to do that. Now, Mercury also rules communication. So can be a lot of miscommunication. We can take things the wrong way, or we can hear something that wasn't said, but you said that. No, I didn't. Right. So, and also we can, things like when I'm speaking on these videos, I can say something I mean something else, but I've said something totally different. So that can happen. And also be careful, because this happened to me a few times. Make sure that you are sending the text to the right person, or the email. Double check the recipient of your emails and your texts. It's very important, because a lot of mistakes happen during this time. So, look, Mercury in retrograde gives us an opportunity to go over things, to, re-look at things, to purge, to release, to perhaps do some preparation work for something that we want to launch when Mercury goes direct. So it really is a good time to kind of do all the back end work, right? So this gives us an opportunity. It kind of slows us down and allows us to do that. So now on November the 1st, the very next day, Friday, November the 1st at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time, Venus moves into Sagittarius. And this is where Venus and Mercury part ways. Venus goes back through Mercury goes back through Scorpio and Venus moves into Sagittarius. Now, when by the time Mercury goes direct and moves into Sagittarius on December 9th, Venus will be halfway through Capricorn, so it's way ahead. Now, as Venus moves into Sagittarius, she spreads her wings and flies. She's like, free at last, born free as the wind blows. I get a bit crazy, guys. I do. I sing every now and again. So she's not very comfortable in Scorpio, right? With all that intensity. But in Sagittarius, she roars. She falls in love with life. She's enthusiastic. She's agile. She's really happy. She wants to experience everything. And in relationship, she wants to share the wonders of the world with her partner. But don't get too intense with Venus in Sagittarius because she'll run away. She wants deep love with freedom. She wants the best of both worlds. If you meet someone under this aspect, you'll have a fantastic time, but you must resist the urge for possession or ownership, possessiveness, ownership or jealousy, because this will scare your lover away. Well, that's the astrological report. So let's go to your tarot reading, shall we? Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for October the 28th through November the 3rd. And happy Halloween. I forgot to mention that in the intro. I hope you get lots of treats and don't have many tricks. Anyway, this is for Gemini. Gemini, what wonderful gifts, blessings, guidance, and helpful information can you give Gemini for this coming week? Three cards for Gemini, please. Two more cards for Gemini. Oh, two. Hold on. Look, excuse me for looking over here every now and again. As Mercury is about to go retrograde, I am keeping an eye on my audio software. I want to make sure that my audio comes through. One more card for Gemini. Oh, is that it? One more card for Gemini. There it is. That wasn't it. Okay. Very, very interesting, Gemini. Okay, and these are clarifying cards for Gemini. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Gemini through these clarifying cards for the week of October the 28th through November the 3rd? Please clarify the... Thank you. Please clarify the... Oh, there you go. And please clarify... There it is. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, let's take a look at your cards, shall we? Okay, so the first card out is the Ace of Swords, clarified by the Hierophant. Sorry, the Hermit. Oh my goodness. I'm going to apologize in advance if I make any mistakes. Then we have the Empress, clarified by the Nine of Swords. Then we have the Fool, clarified by the Devil. Okay, Gemini, the first card out for you is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords, darling, is saying, look, the Ace of Swords is the Ganesh of the tarot. This is saying all blocks are being removed. It's, I always use analogy. Oh my God, I couldn't even say it. I always use Mercury retrograde, darling. You will be very affected by Mercury retrograde as well, because Mercury is your ruling planet. So anyway, the Ace of Swords is like, I use this analogy, and it's like being in the jungle, a thick vegetation. You're stuck. You can't move. You can't get through the vegetation. You're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And then all of a sudden, the heavens opens up. The angels are singing, ah, and a light comes down. There's this beautiful machete. And you take that machete and you start wielding that machete and carving a path for yourself. Now, at the time, it's the best thing since sliced bread, but guess what? It is hard work. So yes, the blocks are being removed, but it's going to take a bit of elbow grease. So it's not like, you're getting everything in a silver platter. Yes, it's coming down from the heavens. Blocks will be removed, but you may have to help to remove them and put some elbow grease in there. So you have to look around at what you can take, because sometimes when this comes in, it's almost like you want to give up, right? You're thinking, okay, whatever I'm doing, this new beginning, this idea, this project, whatever it is that you've started, you're feeling like you want to give up because you feel like it's not working, or you're getting blocked in every way that every way you turn, you're getting blocked. But this is saying there's hope, darling. Do not give up. The machete's on its way. Clarifying it, darling, is the Hermit. And the Hermit is all about distancing yourself from your brain, right? It's about stop listening to everybody's opinion, right? Because that's confusing. It's a time that you're like, oh my God, this person said this person, and it's like, what do I do, right? You have to, the answers are within. When the Hermit comes up, the answers are inside. So, he goes into a cave and he reads voraciously. Everything he can take. So he's really wise, he has all this knowledge, and he's, connected with the ethereal realm and spirit, and he's meditated. And he comes out and he holds a light up. He's the light at the end of the tunnel, right? He's showing others the way. What he's learnt, he's passing on. And he holds up, the light represents his mind. And his mind, the light, it means that he is no longer controlled by his mind, right? We can't control our minds, but we can get to a point where we don't let our minds control us. Because we get to this point where we are separate. We understand that we're separate. And I always think of that Rumi quote, I am not this hair, I am not this skin, I am the soul that lives within. And so, he's got the staff, he's wise, he's an enlightened being, is what he is. So you're being asked to go inside for answers. You're being asked to not allow your mind to control you anymore. Don't go within for the answer. All the answers are within, and that's where you will tap into the wisdom, to the Akashic records. The Akashic records are, wisdom from the beginning of time. So the next card out is the Empress. And darling, the Empress, I live for the Empress. She's the divine feminine. She is represented by Venus. And Venus is going to move into Sagittarius. So Venus is being, what's the word I'm looking for? Featured this week, if you will. Venus, the Empress is pregnant with ideas. She's like creative. She's like coming up with all these she's fertile, right? And when she comes into a reading, it's like, get in touch with your divine feminine. Focus on creativity. What can you create? Because sometimes we can be worrying about silly things instead of creating something. Even if you can't draw something, do whatever it is, write something. Writing is creative too. Visual arts, make videos, take photographs, whatever it is that feeds your soul, that is, play music. Venus is all about wonderful music and the arts. Go and see an art show. You don't have to create it necessarily, but you can go and see a creation from someone else that can move you. It can touch your soul. And the Empress is number 3, and that's expansion. Whatever you focus on, will expand. And then I'm looking at the clarification. So you've got the 9 of Swords, and that is worry and just constantly thinking of the worst case scenario. What if? Let it go. Release this, Don't allow your mind to control you. Your mind is going to put you in sleepless nights and worry, and, you need to focus on creativity. Go out. Look at nature, go to an art show, go to a gallery, whatever's free, it can be free, you can, whatever it is. Go and appreciate the beauty in life. It's really important to focus on that. Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. That's all. Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. And I'm going to say that quote again. I'll worry about that tomorrow. That's Scarlett O'Hara. That's my terrible American accent. Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. She has all these troubles and she just goes, I'll worry about that tomorrow. It's like my favorite quote. I live by that quote, darling. I don't think I would be able to survive if I didn't. So here we are. We have, excuse me, let me have some water. I sound worse than I feel, by the way. So don't feel bad for me, Gemini. Now, the Fool is coming in. So this is about you having the energy of the Fool. Right? The Fool, can kind of, he's just naive and he hasn't been beaten up by life, right? So he's excited. Everything is an adventure. It reminds me of when I hitchhiked around Europe when I was about 18. My friend and I, we went and we said, no matter what happens to us, we're going to look at it as an adventure. I mean, I'm laughing because some of the things were pretty heavy. But we looked at them as an adventure and we left everything. We did not carry the emotions that from that trip. We just left it there. But so that's what I'm saying. You have to, it's all in how you view things, right? So this is about, look, there's change happening here. Right? There's change for you, Gemini. And when the Fool comes up, there's usually a little fear, right? Or potential fear of, oh my God, what's going to happen next? I don't know what's going to happen. What's around the corner, That's how we feel, right? But the Fool is like, ooh, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what's around the corner. This is really exciting. That's the difference. It's the same thing, but just a shift in energy, right? So you're being asked to shift to the Fool's energy. It's like having a leap of faith. And I feel that what's holding you back is the material, a lot of focus on the material realm. So you're focusing on what you can't have and what may not happen. And it's almost like you're chained to the material world, right? So the devil is all about materialism. It's all about, what's going on now. And it's being a slave to it, right? It can be a slave to consumerism, but these two people are tied to the devil. They are tied to materialism, to this realm. You're being asked to break free. Look, possessions are things, they can be replaced. I hate saying that because once I said that once and everything fell apart. But it is true. You can always replace things. You can't replace people. So materialism is, yes, it's lovely. We love it. We love materialism. We love luxury. We like all that. But sometimes we have to start fresh with a clean slate and let it go. Don't put emphasis on the material. It's like, don't stay in a job because you're getting paid well, but you hate it. I'm not saying quit tomorrow by any stretch of the imagination. That would be very irresponsible of me. What I'm saying is look for a new job while you're in that. Don't do something that you hate because of material gain, right? Don't be friends with someone because they have more than you and they're generous or something like that. I've seen people that befriend someone that doesn't give them anything but materialism. It's almost, to me, it's like prostitution, right? So it's not, don't do things just for money, is what I'm saying. Long story short. Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, family, neighbors, co-workers, and social media. If you can, that would be great. And comment. I answer every comment and I live to interact with you guys. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all and I'll see you next week.